show. Today is just bad. Just decided to take over everything. That's right. There's nothing much you can be doing, man. So, what can I tell you? So far, my plan is to free the House Parks Megaworldwide from all of its subscribers, and then de-likeify the entire show. And then after that, I'm going to take a real hard look at the Sudetenland and try to bring back the micro mustache. It's a look, and I think its time has come back. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to thank you for showing up for a show today. Sorry, this is not show you're used to, but we've also any type of political comedy speech like this, that type of thing. We of course kill people who do this type of thing. This dead. That's it. We have as a matter of fact, my scientists in the chemical weapons division have come up with a spray that gets rid of comedy. It's basically a flesh-eating bacteria in an aerosol, but it works. I find it cures most things actually. It has no effect on me because that's partly how it was designed. Genetically, I'm the only person. It tastes minty, fresh to me. I use it as a as a breath spray. But so what I got to tell you. The other thing is, I also want Poland, but don't tell anyone. It's a big secret. So like and subscribe, or the show will totally disappear. Just letting you know. If you don't give a thumbs up, I'm telling the trolls right now. Operation Thumbs Down. This is right now. Okay. Hi, welcome to the show. Man, oh Shevitz, it's a Thursday, isn't it? Crazy pants. It is very creepy. I'm sorry to do that to you right out of the gate. And that was the best I could come up with in short order as far as masks and whatnot. Obviously, the what's going on in Ukraine is incredibly serious and very sad, and yet at the same time, I will not allow that the monsters of the world to dissuade me from mocking thoroughly those that would carry out such awful acts and those that would support said awful acts. And I gotta say, kids, the tendency on quote unquote our side of the aisle to kind of play footsie with Putin being okay, as if he sort of still represents socialism and therefore must be okay, even though he by no means represents any aspect of what people on the left think of as positive in terms of socialism. Like it's been a gangster kleptocracy since he took over, since before arguably, but it hit its stride under Putin. But there's been this kind of like let it slide aspect of things. Oh, my volume is low, is it? I don't think so. Hold on, I'll turn it up a little bit. Should be all right. Check 1, check 2. Hey, check. Check. Hey, check. Hey, check. Let's see if I can bring it up on this end. If it's a little quiet, I'll see what I can do. Hey, there we go. And I'm actually speaking a little quieter. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I've been hacked. I've been attacked by the Russians with the volume being really low, man. I don't know what that is about, but fix it. We'll fix it. 1, 2, check. 1, 2. There we go. Yeah. So, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Obviously, there is a lot of stuff going on, and it is amazing to me how in no way is the right sort. I mean, yesterday we had Dick Morris was the only person, was it? Yeah, who it was? Yeah. Who sort of came out, and Stankfield came out against Tucker Carlson temporarily. And honest to God, that immediately after that, they just kind of like slammed on the brakes. Everybody else has been like, no, Russians doing it right. As a matter of fact, let's just jump right in, shall we? Because this one, this is kind of amazing, even for Greg Kelly. Like, this is some shit. As the world burns, Joe - weak and wrong, or Joe - weak and wrong equals head scratch / guy with missile launcher, also tank in a flood zone. That's a flood. That's flooding. I don't know what the fuck that is, but okay. And the title of this one is, check this shit out. Greg Kelly, we are no longer the good guys. A, go fuck yourself. Secondly, what the hell? All right, so let's see if he, he's going to show us what tough is. Hold on.
The two key words we need to know.
Hold on.
Weak and wrong. The two key words we need to know to understand Joe Biden.
Since when, asshole? Weak and wrong. And by the way, this is supposedly jingoistic, America First, nationalistic, USA rah rah channel. That's what Newsmax is supposed to be.
Is weak and he is wrong, and what's happening over there in Ukraine would not be happening under a President Trump right now.
Well, no, because he would have given them permission to tacitly do it, and we wouldn't be working with our allies to push back on it at all.
Everybody understands that.
Yeah, because he was already ready to recognize Crimea as being Russian land.
Here or in their hearts, they know this is a mess that could have been avoided. Anyway.
No, they don't. You're out of your fucking mind. This has nothing to do with NATO expansion. Putin's own fucking hour-long blather fest that he had from his bunker stated very specifically that he views Ukraine the same way Hitler viewed the Sudetenland and parts of Poland, as parts of Germany already. And Putin's doing the same thing with Ukraine. This had nothing to do with any, and by the way, any appeasement or being okay with him or allowing him even time to build up this bullshit, because he built the war chest that's allowing him to push back against sanctions during the Trump years.
Let's take a look at what happened today.
Or let's listen.
Well, it's not exactly Saving Private Ryan, but this is not good. And it was all...
Thanks. I mean, this is the kind of keen political insight we look for with Greg Kelly. It's not exactly Saving Private Ryan, but it's not good. Fuck.
Avoidable. President Trump put out a statement this morning, and I think it does kind of capture the mood. Our country...
He really did? Our country has lost its self-confidence? Speak for yourself. I was in the shower this morning when I recognized I was destined for greatness. The fuck?
Has totally lost its self-confidence.
No, we have not. Even in spite of the fact that all Greg Kelly and his crowd do is attack the country nonstop. Fox and Newsmax are all about America's best days are behind it. Unless Trump shows up and magically the king and the land are one again, the whole country's a bag of shit. They do nothing but talk down the United States. And Trump's the same way. It's a disaster. Our country is going to hell. It's like America, its greatness is aligned with a limited number of human beings, which, by the way, would not be greatness. And that's precisely what Putin wants people to think about Russia. How is this any different?
Individually, we haven't. People are confident or they lack.
Well, I do. You don't, Greg. I mean, look at your face. I mean, the number. I mean, just the daddy issues we're seeing in this shot alone is remarkable.
Confidence, but Joe Biden at the very top. Yeah, nobody feels confident about.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. A lot of us do. Yeah, we don't. I don't know about you, but I don't want somebody running headlong into a nuclear war over a territorial dispute between two countries when we have a lot of other options. And I don't want to flip all the switches and hope something works. Like you just run into a nuclear facility during a meltdown and go, one of these must be the off valve. That's not how it works.
Yes. And I mentioned Republicans and Democrats alike. Robert Gates has worked for Republicans and Democrats. There he is, former director.
Yeah, he's the one who says Biden's been on the wrong side of all these. By the way, we're out of Afghanistan. We're out.
The CIA, former Secretary of Defense. He was
he's shown here with mission accomplished.
Working for Reagan, George H.W. Bush, and Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. And this guy had Joe Biden's number, big time. Take a look. In his memoir, a famous...
We've seen this, and it's still not true. Biden was right about the surge. It didn't fucking help. And he was right about getting out of Afghanistan. He was like, these generals are bullshitting you. They're always going to tell you it's 6 months, 8 months, 5 months away. And then and every time you stay in another 5 months, it's another 6 months, 8 months, 5 months. That's all we need. And then you stay in another 5 months, it's another 8 months. And that's what happened. That's for 20 fucking years. And Biden said, they're always going to tell you this, Barack. They're always going to say this to you. Trust me on this. It's the same shit. And it's the same shit they told Trump, and Trump bought it. Even though nothing materially changed the entire time he was in office. And when Biden got in office, he went, I don't care if you don't like me. Fuck it. I'm too old for this shit. This is the Murtaugh presidency. I don't buy it. We're not going to stay in another fucking 5 months, /6 months, /8 months. Again and again and again. No. And now we're out of Afghanistan.
I think Joe Biden, has been wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you think. You're one of the reasons we were in Afghanistan as long as we were. The reason he said that is because Biden wanted to get out of Afghanistan.
Decades. He's right.
You know what I'm about to read to you. Still, I think he's been wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades. Would he be an effective commander-in-chief?
I don't know. I think...
Well, that's decisive. That's the kind of decisive leadership you want. When someone confronts you with the biggest asshole quote in your memoir, and you're like, I don't know, man. It's hard to... fuck you, dude.
Stand by that statement. We disagree.
Hold on, what? Hold on. On that button? Where? Oh, sorry. Wrong keyboard. Beg your pardon. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. I think I stand by that statement. We disagreed significantly on Afghanistan and some other issues.
Oh, you mean the place we stayed in the entirety of your run? You mean the place we're no longer in?
I think, as I say elsewhere in the memoir, I think that the vice president had some issues with the military.
Joe Biden.
Gee, you think? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he has some issues with assholes like you saying we should stay in Afghanistan for fucking ever.
Had issues with the military. Oh, boy.
Yes. The issues with the military. It's why his son served honorably, and why, but I'm glad we got somebody like Trump in, Captain Bone Spurs himself, who, if his kids even thought of joining the military, he would castigate.
You see Joe yelling at generals? I can actually see that. Can you actually hear?
Dude, you can fantasize about anything.
Bragging about, well, my son Bo, right? We know that. That's him.
Because it's true, and his son actually served. Did Eric? Did Don?
Here he is boasting once again about how tough he is.
Because Putin knows if I am president of the United States, his days of tyranny and trying to intimidate the United States and those in Eastern Europe are over. I'm going to stand up to him. He's a bully, just like the president. And I know he doesn't want me to be president, but to tell you what, when I'm president, things are going to change.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they are. Putin had to actually put troops on the ground, actually boots on the ground in the country to take it, as opposed to have it like cradled over to him like a saucer of milk by Donald Trump.
Milk is cheap, isn't it? Say anything you have to become president, and once you are, just give it away.
Oh, I see. So, you mean like when Trump was saying he was the guy who's only he could solve it, and he was going to get infrastructure week done, and he knew more than the generals. And by the way, do you realize that the suicide bomber that blew themselves up in Afghanistan was ISIS? I thought ISIS was gone. I thought Trump ran on the idea that he would get rid of ISIS once and for all, and that he in fact did. Also, Afghanistan, didn't he run on getting us out of Afghanistan? What materially changed in the time Trump was in office? And any day during the time he was there, from the day he took office to the day he left, about Afghanistan? What?
I'm not so sure he is certain what he's going to.
Putin is wiping the floor with Joe. This might as well be an RT show.
My guess is he will move in. He has to do something.
Wow, whatever happened to standing up to him? It all just goes away. It was meaningless. But something that was happening that we didn't notice, Putin has been studying Joe Biden for a long time.
Has he?
And he's not.
You know what he's also been studying? The inside of a bunker.
Press. There they are in a video conference link. Take a look at Vladimir sitting at the end of the table. He's smirking.
It's a still shot, fucko. There's shots of Biden going, so what?
Not impressed. You think this is a small thing?
He's also got his hand under the table, so maybe he's masturbating at the idea of making out with Joe. You don't know. I mean, it's a still shot. Basically, it's just an exercise in projection, Greg. Tell us what's deep inside your psyche.
Actually is a big thing. When they met in Switzerland for that summit, Joe is all smiles, typical politician. And however, his counterpart is all business. Joe is thinking about the cameras. This guy is thinking about the next 50 years.
No, he's not. Because he's not going to live the next 50 fucking years.
That's what we get out of our politicians. They're cheap. They are thinking only about re-election. Joe's
well, Trump isn't, because he lost. So there's that.
A lot about Hunter and money. So this does not apply, obviously.
When I'm president, things are going to change.
Yeah, the tank started rolling almost right away. The tank started rolling. Things, in fact, have changed. And something else that has made the world...
Yes, that's a rolling tank. And it's about to
not only America, but the world, January 6th. The reaction, the overreaction to January 6th, the hyping, the distortion, and what people seem to think is okay.
Oh, I see. So our government sucks because Ashley Babbitt got killed because she was charging through a breach she created with other people in our nation's capital where they were waving Confederate flags and shitting. And because we would react to people like this, waving the Confederate flag in the fucking Capitol, the pro-slavery flag in the nation's capital, because we'd react negatively to that. That's what gave the green light to Vladimir Putin.
That it's okay that a woman, an unarmed woman, was shot.
Say what I say, but I like right away. Ashley fucking Babbitt. I swear to God, he's like, it's like his dream wife was taken.
Killed on that day. You know who was watching and taking notes? Our enemies, yes, including Putin.
Yes, they were going, look, if Trump can make these people do this, then America is weak. Yeah, yes. He viewed this as a sign of weakness. Not the fact that she was killed. The fact that these people would do this and we wouldn't, I guess, strafe bomb them. That we didn't napalm the stairs while they were there. Because that's what he would have done. You can't protest in Russia. The fact that only one person was killed is what would encourage Putin. If anything in this encouraged Putin, it was the idea that the dude that owes him a shit ton of money can turn a bunch of people loose and try to overturn democracy, and that apparently the sign of weakness is that we will only shoot one person and not continue to shoot on people once the threat is gone.
People went into US Congress with political demands. 400 people are now facing criminal charges. They are facing prison terms of up to 20, maybe 25 years. They are called homegrown terrorists. They are being accused of many other things.
Yeah, asshole. Here's the thing. The people that are facing, the thousands went in that day. Only a few hundred are actually facing charges. Whereas you can't even walk in the fucking street and protest in Moscow. Let me ask you this. Did anybody that was just there on the green that day, just gathered for that rally, that walked towards the Capitol or even away carrying signs, did any of them get arrested for just hanging around? No. That's why our system, our entire system with all of its flaws, is superior to yours. Piss off with this nonsense. And Greg Kelly cannot cradle this guy's balls.
70 people were arrested right there on the spot. 30 of them are still arrested. On what grounds? Not quite clear.
It's abundantly clear. They're all facing specific charges. Most of them for attacking police officers violently. A lot of the people who just went and left have been given a slap on the wrist for trespassing or something like that, and they'll get a fine, if anything at all. Most of it will just get thrown away. If it was Russia, they'd all be fucking disappeared. But that's the kind of strength Greg Kelly wants in this country. This is the kind of country Rusty Rockets fucking wants, Russell Brand. This is the kind of country Tucker Carlson wants. That, you know, they want a more Putin-like strength to the leadership. That's really what you do, you know? Like Trump threatening, like in the old days, they would beat the hell out of these protesters and the like. Man, if only we could have it like Russia has it, where they could just send the cops out to just fucking round everybody up. And facing charges, they don't even face charges in Russia. They just get locked up.
One of the participants, a woman, was shot dead on the spot. She was not.
No, she wasn't shot dead on the spot. She was crawling through a broken window of a barricaded door while they were evacuating members of Congress while she was with armed protesters with a backpack that she was carrying on a day when bombs had been left around the Capitol. She wasn't shot dead on the spot. They didn't randomly fucking snipe her from a tower from a mile and a half away. She wasn't on the phone with her fucking mom on the steps. She wasn't shot dead on the spot.
Threatening with, with arms or anything.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, it's amazing that you would play that and act like that's okay. 'Cause fuck you.
Putin gets it.
No, he doesn't. You want what Putin gets. What Putin gets is winning by attrition, anti-protest. You cannot stand up in the fucking street at all.
Our left-wing media doesn't. Our Democrats in Congress don't. A woman was killed.
Yes, she was, because she was crawling through a window with a backpack on, with God knows what in it at the time, when she had been told not to, on a barricaded fucking door with a bunch of other people. She was literally the tip of the spear of a dozen other people who were ready to come through that door. The officer did what he was fucking supposed to do.
People have been thrown in jail, unclear why.
No, it's not unclear why. They've all faced charges. If it's unclear, it's because you won't look them up.
It's kind of sad that
it's not sad.
He sees it, and he also sees that we're not the good guys.
Fuck you. We're not the good guy. Who's we, asshole? I mean, well, maybe he's right. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. Newsmax is definitely not the good guys. Point taken.
Like we used to be.
Yeah, you never were.
Prisoners, yes. Russia's been doing that for a long time. Now America is.
No, America does not have any political prisoners at all. They don't. Well, that's why I've been listening to this with the headphones off, and it's going to create a delay. Sorry, beg your pardon. I got carried away.
All right, back to Joe and his big talk.
His big talk. That wasn't big talk coming from Vladimir fucking Putin, you douchebag.
I asked the question, how many of you
today are concerned there's, for the first time in your career, a genuine possibility of a nuclear war. In January, it would have been about 1%, and they would have thought it would occur if only if ISIS got a hold of a nuclear weapon or an accident occurred. Folks, this breaking down of the international and national norms is the glue that holds the liberal world order together,
right,
and holds together our system.
What system is he talking?
He's talking about the international order where people respect boundaries, and we have legal disputes can be handled in the UN or in the world courts and the like, or through the through the financial system and the like, as opposed to countries are in a 1935 style just sending tanks across a fucking border without, by the way, members of the American media applauding it.
About? Because I didn't like the system that they were running. Globalism is what he's talking about. I don't like a system where a mediocre, below average guy like him can become not only president, but a rich man. Here's just a small portion of the Biden family earnings.
No, that's based on your 10% concept, which is from bullshit text messages that come from a Russian hard drive that Rudy Giuliani bought. Bite me.
When he's not talking big, when he's not talking greedy, he's just
talking greedy. This, by the way, there is no bigger Trump fan than Greg Kelly, honestly. Talking greedy?
boasting in the weirdest way. And all of his interactions with Putin, I don't think it worked out like this. Do you?
And as I turned, we were coincidentally just about this far apart, looking at each other. And I said, and I wasn't being a wise guy, I said, Mr. President, I'm looking into your eyes, and you have no soul. And he looked back at me and he said, we understand one another.
I don't think so. I don't think it.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit what you think, Greg. It's okay, like, because the dude you like always used to shake hands with Putin palm up. It's the weirdest thing. Just, he would, like, lay his hand out, like, please take my hand. It was like something out of the Notebook.
Like that, looking into the guy's eyes, saying no soul. Look at these guys together. Look at Joe, by the way. I mean, that is the classic career politician, whether he's with a world leader or an Eagle Scout.
I'm sorry. Do we look at, hold on. This is clearly going to be, let's see, you mean like, hold on. Picture with, whoops, hold on. I'm typing. I can type. Picture with. You try to find the, where are they? Well, here's a, hold on. Trump, Grand, there's usually those, like, I have to find out what the search thing is for it. Where he's got his thumbs up. Trump's weird, like, neck thumbs up picture. Like, but he does, yeah, like here's with Kyle Rittenhouse. Here he is, let's see. Like, everybody he takes a picture with, it's the same fucking picture. Same one. Here's the people. There you go. Here's one where they caught him mid thumb up. Like he didn't even get a chance to get his thumb up when they took the picture. These are like people like these weddings he crashes at Mar-a-Lago. You mean those real heartfelt pictures that he takes? Yeah, there you go. By the way, Saudi Arabia just sided with Russia. There he is. Loves giving thumbs up because his thumb is the only normal sized finger on his hand. I see. Yeah, so these are hold on. Later. Where he stretches his neck out. Hey, thumb's my thumb. Look at me. Yay. But like all these pictures, you guys know what I'm talking about. But this is weird. Right.
The pose. That's his mode.
Also, by the way, this is back early. Look how young Putin is. Look at how young Biden is at this point. This is well before Putin started turning the country into his own personal, like, criminal piggy bank.
You think he's going to mess with Putin, by the way? If we know about the money, I think Putin knows about the money, right?
What money?
I mean, I don't think he played that game. All right.
All right. It's weird, though, that he would attack all the financial holdings in the country. If he got Russian money, wouldn't that put him on the sanction list? Oh, God, this is so stupid.
The system that Joe Biden likes so much, Republicans and Democrats alike, all rotten.
What? The Republicans and Democrats alike, all rotten. We've heard about Putin's soul before.
I looked the man in the eye. I found him to be very straightforward and trustworthy. We had a very good dialogue. I was able to get a sense of his soul.
See, our political system produces amateurs like Bush.
Yes, unlike the tried and true leadership of Donald Trump.
Putin, by the way, presidents come and go, and Putin just watches them come and go.
Yeah, he's a dictator, fucko. We elect people. Our system is good because of that. What are you talking about?
How about that? Same for China.
Yes, and equally as bad, dum-dum.
There's Xi, and presidents just come and go.
Yeah, it's weird. Trump just came and went. I mean, obviously, Obama was there for 2 whole terms, and more than likely, so will Biden. But this guy just, nothing.
Something I think we may want to start thinking about as a country, everybody, lifting the
Getting rid of 2-term. Oh, yeah. What was that again? Sorry?
Something I think we may want to start thinking about as a country, everybody, lifting the 2-term limit for presidents. It's relatively new in the Constitution where that was so ordered.
Well, yeah, because Obama would have gotten reelected again and Trump would have never had a fucking shot. Yeah, you do realize that, right? Secondly, he wasn't kicked out because he ran out of time. Obama was. So was Bush. So was Clinton, for that matter. This is the first single-term president since H.W. Trump didn't get broomed from office because he couldn't run again. It's because he fucking lost.
FDR in the 20th century was elected 4 times as president.
Yeah, not exactly a Trumpian Republican.
In fact, the 2-term limit was in reaction to that. Look, when you have presidents turning around every 2 years almost, really, to start running again for president, they don't have time for strategic thought. We get mediocre people for these jobs, and look at these guys when they show up to the Iowa State Fair, like they actually
Excuse me? He got elected twice.
Corn dogs. Obama, this is ridiculous. Bernie, Romney, he has no interest in any of this stuff. Jeb Bush, look at that. He looks like he's being tortured.
Good Lord. This is the attack. The primary season is the problem. This is American politicians are ridiculous because they have to run not just as qualified politicians, but as affable human beings with real personalities. And there's been kind of tried and true ways of showing that over time. That's the part that Greg Kelly has a problem with, is the fact that they do this like kissing babies behavior. And if only we had a system like Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin had. Holy shit.
Hillary Clinton. I mean, how stupid can you get? Now,
I cannot. I've tried in my life, and I feel like if I really applied myself, I could get pretty stupid. But I could never get as stupid as Greg Kelly.
Fairness to all of these guys, Donald Trump went to the fair, and yes, he had a corn dog, but let's face it.
But let's face it. That, by the way, asshole. I know you're a blue blood from New York. I know you surround yourself, especially on the bus, with only the elites of the elite. That ain't a fucking corn dog, dummy.
The kind of
at the Iowa State Fair, do they serve a special kind of corn dog that was run over by a shopping cart?
Yeah, no, he would
pork
eat.
chop.
And he also did not hide who he actually is.
He said he'd like to grab women by the pussy, which is why you like him, Greg.
On his own helicopter and gave kids rides. Boy, oh boy, they could not figure him out. It was beautiful.
Jesus Christ! Like that's the whole part of it. And by the way, don't worry about the trolls. They give us a boost. Please don't concern yourself with them emotionally or intellectually. Don't get understood. This is one of the few places where a troll can go and swing and miss. We only ask that they just steer away from racial epithets as best they can. I know it's difficult for them. Most of them, there are a couple of keys on their keyboard that are a little more worn than others, if you know what I'm saying. But in terms of the trolls, we don't get upset at them. And also don't let them loop you into it. If you're new here, maybe you don't know that. But on this show, we find the trolls adorable, and try as they might, they really don't affect anything. Yeah. Where are tickets available? I posted some links earlier for the shows in Michigan next week, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the Grand Rapids area, moving around from venue to venue, big venues and small. It's going to be fun. Oh, by the way, I don't care. Anyways, and then, of course, they call in Rudy Giuliani on Newsmax next. This is always a dope. Rudy Giuliani rips President Biden as news breaks about Putin declared special military operation in Ukraine. And by the way, that's adorable. Special military operation in Ukraine. You mean the invasion? And explosions were reported. I see. So shit just exploded. He was just, he was doing a special military operation. It was like a regular one, but it had glitter on it. It was like glitter bomb military thing. And then there was also explosions. Just randomly. And they got him on the phone, I think. I don't know. Again, the dope, weakling, Giuliani rips Biden as Putin military operation news drops. Yeah, it's just, the news just dropped of it. It just dropped like it was hot.
Okay, welcome back. Live picture Ukraine, Kiev, Ukraine, the capital city, as Vladimir Putin has declared a special military operation will be conducted in Ukraine tonight.
Yeah, it's very special. He declared a special military operation. It's sort of like it's like an episode of Facts of Life where Blair finds out she's pregnant and has to make a tough decision and decides to threaten nuclear war.
Of course, making it appear as though he had no other choice to do this. There are.
Have you been listening to Greg Kelly? He didn't. Biden's weakness drove him to do this. He didn't want to attack Ukraine. He has to. He sees weakness and he goes for it. Never mind the fact that he's been talking about Ukraine like he's, Hitler in 1932.
Scattered reports of explosions and rockets. There are reports on other networks of even explosions in Kiev, which is a long way away from the
No, there have been reports of explosions at the airport. The Russians took the airport apparently, and apparently since that time, the Ukrainians have taken it back.
That's where this all started, in that eastern area. I mean, you're talking, maybe even 500 or 1,000 miles away. So if those reports are accurate, and we're not saying they are, we don't want to...
No. We're not saying those are accurate. I mean, it's bullshit. How do you trust the American? Let me check in with RT, see what the Russians have released as a press release, and then we'll know what's real.
Gun, because everybody's been jumping the gun on this thing for the last 2 weeks. But those...
Have they? They've been jumping the gun, have they? You mean by saying he's going to attack, it's imminent, he's already made his decision, and then, oops, looks like, yeah, that's true. He already has. He didn't bring plasma to the fucking front line for nothing.
If those reports are accurate, that would certainly indicate a more full-scale type of invasion, and that's what Vladimir Putin himself is indicating tonight. Excuse me there, something in my throat. Joining me now, former personal attorney for President Trump, Rudy Giuliani, talking to us tonight just about this. Sir, I just wanted to get your take real quick. Obviously, we've got a situation in Ukraine. Yeah. We've got an administration that has had a very interesting past with Ukraine. The fact that we're jumping, it just feels to me like, from what we heard today from Pelosi and the rest of the crew, they're trying to push the American people into feeling perhaps more comfortable with our involvement in something like this as we watch it start tonight. Do you get that indication as well?
The indication that I get, Rob, is, I have to say, I don't think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They are in way...
Yeah. I don't know what you're doing with that fucking shirt. Seriously. Did you just come from a playground? What is happening?
Way over their heads.
Yes, they're way over their heads. They don't know what they're doing. I mean, if they knew what they were doing, they would have just given the Donbass and the Luhansk area to Putin and just let him salami slice his way across the country without firing a shot.
Putin played this almost like a symphony conductor, and he had he basically...
I've been to the symphony. Most conductors aren't in a basement yelling at the string section to agree with them.
He made Biden, he kind of stretched it out to make Biden look more and more foolish. I think he did it on...
Yeah, he did it on purpose. He stretched it out. Never mind the fact that he was planning on doing something, and then they're planning on doing these false flags. And the Biden administration came out and said they're planning on some false flags, and he was like, fuck, well, we can't do a false flag now. And they kept undermining it until they just simply had to do this roll-in.
I mean, he could have invaded 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, they could have, but they were toying with them. That's what they were. They were playing with them. He could have done it 4 weeks ago, but he was like, nah, I'll wait for the thaw when they said that's precisely when I'll do it.
Instead, he spent 4 weeks, and if you recall, every day Biden was predicting an invasion. It'll be in 2 or 3.
Yeah, and it was, 2 to 3 weeks ago, he was saying it'll be in 2 or 3 weeks.
Days. It'll be in 2 or 3 days.
Right.
He sounded like an incompetent weatherman.
No, he was warning them, and the Ukrainians were like, we don't think so. And he was like, no, they're really going to do it. Like, I don't know. And then they left the troops. They did war games with the Belarusian military, and then they didn't leave. Like, oh, maybe there is something to this.
And then he starts with that big exaggeration, like, it'll be the mother of all sanctions. I think when Putin looked at the sanction, I think he actually probably felt like calling him and saying, why not double it? I mean, gee.
Yeah. What about...
Well, you can't double all of something. They froze all of their assets in the United States. They can't remove them from the SWIFT system. That's a European thing. The Europeans are responsible for that part of it. But we've done everything else around that in totality.
What about the pipeline, though? They finally, obviously the administration blew that, but Germany then jumps on the pipeline.
Yeah, they blew the pipeline, which never got finished and is now on hold. Not just us putting it on hold with not allowing them to find insurance to support it. and to like cover any repairs or damage, which would have taken money out of our system to go protect Russia's pipeline with Germany. But also, we actually got Germany actually in on this, and they're actually rescinding the pipeline.
Then they follow.
You see, they have a president, we don't. Now,
They don't have a president. They have a dictator.
Evil man.
Yeah.
But
he's an evil man, but like the cool kind of evil. He's like Thanos and Negan and stuff like that. Sure, Negan had rape camps and beat innocent people to death with a bat wrapped in barbed wire, but his jacket, you know what I mean?
Putin is a brilliant man.
Yeah, he's KGB.
Yeah, he's KGB. They're all brilliant. All of them are brilliant. That's why the United States beat them in both the entirety of the Cold War and the post-Cold War. Yeah, that's why.
So Putin is prepared for this.
Yeah, he's totally prepared. That's why he brought all of his guys into a big dome and was yelling at them to back this stupid idea, and they're all sweating profusely and going, I'm not sure if I'm in on it. Are you in on it or not? I don't know.
Our incompetent isn't prepared for it, even though he's had 2 months' notice. So Putin was prepared for every sanction imaginable. That's why he
was stacking money during the Trump years. Because he knew that at the very least the Europeans would be upset when he took, if Trump got reelected, he could move into Ukraine. Trump would ride the brake on the American side, and the Europeans would be divided, especially with Nord Stream done by that time. They'd be divided in their reaction to him. But then Trump lost, like the loser that he is.
Started shoring up his relationship with China a year ago.
China, yeah. China currently has more economic trade with Ukraine.
As Biden came in,
and Kazakhstan,
he and Xi said, let's test him. He looks like a weakling. He's always been a weakling. His own cabinet secretary said he's never gotten anything right.
Yeah, the Gates quote. They just love it.
Policy.
40 years.
He was always.
And by the way, it wasn't his cabinet secretary. That guy doesn't work in the Biden administration, nor would he. And that guy was wrong. We're out of Afghanistan.
Oh, and now they don't think he's demented? I mean, they're not.
Well, no, you mean has dementia. Demented and dementia are two different things. Dementia being the disease that makes you confused. Demented means crazy in this context or whatever. In the case, like, I'll give you an example. I'll use it in a sentence. Vladimir Putin is fucking demented.
Silly liberal fools like in America who lie to themselves. So this was going to happen, and he did everything he could to create it. First thing Biden said was, "There'll be tremendous sanctions, but no military, no."
Yeah. Do you think Trump would have put boots on the ground in Ukraine? Think any American president's going to do that? They're not a NATO country. And by the way, please follow this up with Rob Schmidt and Rudy Giuliani saying we should have troops on the ground in Ukraine right now.
No military. Yeah. So now Putin has an open field.
That's no different than under anyone. We're not sending troops in to protect Ukraine. We give them military hardware. And at what point it must be said that right now, Rudy Giuliani and Rob Schmidt of Newsmax are arguing that we should have American troops on the ground in Ukraine fighting Russia. Clearly. Right? Because if taking that off the table and saying that's not a part of the equation is wrong, then it should have been part of the equation. Correct? What a bunch of dummies.
So he makes him look like a fool for about a month and a half, 2 months.
And Biden doesn't seem to care. It's weird.
Well, Ukraine, although they don't want to be with Russia, have to look at Biden and say, do we really want his help?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want help from America, the biggest economy in the world, the largest military in the world, a functioning democracy that was able even to weather a shitheel like Donald Trump and still maintain its function as a democracy overall? Or do we want to side with a dictator who snuffs his opposition, murders people in the street, and rounds up protesters? Gee, I don't know. Which one's tougher?
To be able to help. He got his own people killed in Afghanistan.
Mr.
Mayor, we're in a very.
He got his own people killed in Afghanistan. 64 American soldiers were killed in Afghanistan during Trump's 4 years in office, and nothing changed. After the very first one died, he could have gone, we're out. I ran on getting us out, we're out. And he didn't. And 64 people died. And I would argue, and I have many times, that the people who died during our evacuation are the responsibility of Donald Trump, because there was a crush at the airport because of work the Trump administration refused to do after they set the date for evacuation. They said we're getting out by a certain time and did none of the work to get the embassy staff out, to get the special immigrant visa folks out, and to get none of the military out. Sorry. Trump is 100% responsible for all the deaths that happened in the evacuation. Fuck you. Prove me wrong.
Position right now. Do I think they want war there? I don't think so. I don't think they want. I think they read the polls.
Yeah.
Probably if they read anything.
Yeah.
And the polls say that something like only 30% of the American people, or 35%, would go to war to Ukraine.
It's 26% tonight. That was the number.
Like, that's where you guys are going to get out? That's where you're bailing on this? It was 29%? Yeah, they read the polls. Like, this is just a sign of, this isn't Joe Biden tactically understanding that if you put American soldiers there and they get killed, then that's an attack on NATO forces, and therefore we're in World War fucking III. And maybe that's not the most advisable position to be in. Maybe not the safest, most intelligent, strategic choice in this fucking circumstance. But Rudy's like, nah, they probably just have their finger in the wind. Probably just a poll decision. Yeah. But I'm glad they brought him on to tell us, strategically. And by the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. I don't edit these clips. I didn't cut that shit down. I didn't make them bail out right when Rudy was going, that's probably polling. That's probably why we're not. Biden's probably so weak. He's just listening to the American people. 29% of the American people don't, want to go to war or would commit troops to defend Ukraine. And everybody else is like, nah, just slow your roll, pal. That might involve nuclear war. And then they bail out at that point. And I, on my show, on Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, we go through the whole clip the way they put it out. So, yeah. But, hey, we got the great intellectual mind of Rudy Giuliani, who is, of all the former mayors who are complete fucking lunatics, who also wear garanimals, is the strategic voice we need to hear on a political level. And then, of course, a man who literally has skin infections playing a game of Risk on his face. Steve Bannon is here to tell us the military side of things. This is the military strategist. I'm sure we will hear things like tip of the spear, crack of my ass, stuff like that. Also, do you want a free gift watch for Donald Trump? Like, was Donald Trump a better president? Free gift for all who answer, and it's a Donald Trump Make America Great Again watch. All we need is your email.
Impeached. You do understand we're going to win 40 or 50 or 60 seats. He's getting impeached. We're impeaching him. Number one on the.
Oh, and he's talking about Joe Biden, just in case you're thinking that they're still post to impeaching Donald Trump. Also not happening. Yes, the armor-piercing shell. Thanks. What and other key military phrases.
Border.
Signal and noise.
Okay. Number two on this fiasco right now in the Ukraine. And we're going to get into every detail of every penny his family stole out of there from the Ukrainian people.
Yes, every penny that he was paid, that Hunter was paid by Burisma, which is a private company that was completely corrupt and then isn't anymore. And now Putin's so pissed that the government and the companies there aren't corrupt, aren't completely overrun by Russian sock puppets, that he now has to roll in with tanks to fix it. This is exactly how Putin expected to have to deal with this problem. He wasn't expecting, Trump to hand it to him. Sorry, yes, I mispronounced the name of the company. What was the name of the company again? I'm sure
the Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese.
Yeah.
Kleptocrats in Ukraine that were his partners. We're going to get to
the kleptocrats that were his partners that are no longer in charge in Ukraine. Oddly, after Biden was vice president and Hunter worked at Burisma, or worked with Rosemont Seneca, guiding whatever investment foreigners were making into that to make sure their money was spent on actual gas pipelines instead of funneled to Russia like it had before, because that's basically what he was there for. That's why Rosemont Seneca was there. And that's why, by the way, the Biden name was part of the reason why people were willing to invest, because they knew that Hunter would not run off to Russia with the money the way the other investor groups had because they're trying to undermine the oil and gas industry in Ukraine and through subterfuge destroy the entire government. That was Putin's initial plan. It didn't work. He still blames Biden for that. Trump came in and just like, yeah, I'll let you have it. I'll recognize. I mean, it's basically Crimea is yours anyways. It's really Russian territory. I mean, they speak Russian. That's the same thing, whatever. And then he was supposed to win again and then hand it over, and sad.
Every penny to the 5th decimal place of everything, the Clintons and
every penny to the 5th decimal place. You only have 5 decimal places in terms of pennies when you're talking about incremental gains from, say, stock gains or dividends. That's the way it breaks down a lot of times. And I guess to the penny, whatever. Anyways, you only have that when people are making money off investments.
Biden and these corrupt Democrats have taken off skimmed off the top.
Yes, that's what they were doing. Not like Paul Manafort, who was putting snipers in fucking clock towers while he was working for the Russian sock puppet, the previous president of Russia, before the Euromaidan, and telling those people like, yeah, blow the heads off of protesters. See, and quite frankly, in Greg Kelly's book, that meant he was tough and a good leader.
And now you see it right there. Where's all the tough talk? Where's Joe Biden? Where's his tough talk?
He's given like 2 speeches in the last day, and they put the biggest sanctions on Russia that they've ever had, and they're still giving them room in case they stop, but it doesn't look like they're going to, so they're going to continue to put the sanctions on. Yeah.
Talking Joe. They called your bluff, dude. Called your bluff.
Is it his bluff or is it America's bluff? Unless you're saying we should send troops in. You're saying go forward further. That's what you're saying. We should send in American men and women to fight this. That's what it is.
And you're sitting there with no face cards. You're not paying for it. You're sitting up here in 16 Pennsylvania. Your son's running around.
Hey, asshole, you're a block and a half away from Pennsylvania Avenue. You're sitting in front of a gas fireplace in an apartment you've turned into a podcasting studio, tough guy. Jesus Christ, at least I know I'm being silly.
In art galleries selling that crap he calls art, that pornography he calls art.
Pornography? I got to see some of this stuff. I thought it was just kind of splatter art. It looked like what's the spirograph? That's what it looked like to me.
You want to see the Biden family? You want to know everything you want to know about the Biden family?
Sure.
Go to Jack Maxey's Twitter account. Just see read Miranda Devine's book and go to Jack Maxey's site or contact Jack Maxey.
Yeah. Do I have to call? Do you have his number? Do you want to put it on the screen? What the fuck?
Jack Maxey. DM him on Twitter.
Yeah. I'll talk to him. Jack Maxey. Yeah. Jack and I are You and Jack are like this. Yeah, I know.
Jack Maxey walk you through the laptop from hell, because Jack will.
I'm sorry, there is no laptop. There is no Hunter Biden laptop. Prove me wrong. Show it. Show it. Get it from Rudy. Hold it up. Wave it around. Let me see it. Where's the metadata? Don't talk to me about somebody who's gotten printouts from Rudy Giuliani and looked at it like, it looks real to me. Fuck off. There is no Hunter Biden laptop. Go away. There are more pictures of Rudy Giuliani having lunch with Russians than there are pictures of that laptop. There are lots of them with Rudy having lunch with Russians. There are 0 fucking pictures of the laptop, much less the metadata from it. And God knows I can find a laptop and slap a Beau Biden Foundation sticker on it that I print up on a fucking laser printer. That doesn't mean it exists.
Oh, you come for the pornography and you stay for the compromise.
That's why I watch your show. Sure. What?
Disgusting, revolting. And
it's disgusting, revolting. It's good. Now, while we're talking about your skin, who put a mirror in front of Steve Bannon?
Revolting. And the Chinese Communist Party's paying them off left and right. But that's after they sucked as much money out of the Ukraine as they can. Remember, this is when Putin called you bluff. He says, hey, you've turned the Ukraine into a colony, a Clinton colony.
Hold on. A Clinton colony? I thought Clinton was actually spying on behalf of the Russians. Right? I'm sorry. I'm going to need, can you please call Glenn Beck or someone and get a fucking chart up on the wall? I am going to need some push pins and some pictures and some red thread going from each one.
He stole as much money they could out of Haiti, out of sub-Saharan Africa, and then they're in Ukraine, stealing it with both hands.
Well, I mean, obviously, the money isn't worth that much, so you're gonna want both hands full.
Both hands.
Mm-hmm.
In the day, the day of judgment's here, and we're all the tough talkers. Are they taking incomings from Putin?
Incomings. Yes, you're taking incomings from Putin right about here.
Are they sitting there sheltering in place? Are they preparing for impact?
And other military phrases? Where's all the tough talk that I put? By the way, you have a picture of Jesus behind you. Just saying. Also a Getter hat. Where's No Love for Truth social? I'm still at 176,000 on the waiting list. Nothing.
Your polling is now in the teens among independents, is going to single digits.
You think?
You're getting impeached. You won't be thrown out of office. You won't be removed from office because there's not enough spine in the.
Oh, I see. Now, when Trump's getting impeached and the Senate won't follow through, it's because he's innocent. But if Biden gets impeached by Republicans in the House and they don't throw him out, it's because there's a lack of spine. Right.
Party in the Senate to throw you out to get the votes, but you are getting impeached, or at least.
Also, who the fuck does this asshole actually think he's talking to Joe Biden? Do you know how much ridiculous ego it would take? I have a fairly strong level of self-confidence. Believe you me. I have no shortage of ego on my part, but at no point am I turning to, because I'll talk to the clips as if they're there, just mainly for entertainment's sake between you and I, but I don't actually expect most of these assholes, some of the YouTubers, they'll check in because they're egomaniacs. But if I was listen, Joe Biden, can you imagine talking to the screen going, all right, listen here, Vladimir Putin. Yeah, you may think you're all that in a bag of chips, son. Fuck off.
Counts. And I can't wait for the Trump on a perfect phone call. They spent weeks and weeks and weeks, and all the guys on MSNBC.
A perfect phone call. If it was a perfect phone call, it wouldn't have even been able to be misunderstood as being criminal, even though it was actively criminal. Also, only 789 rumbles. It's got 6,000 views, but only 789 rumbles. Does that count as a rumble ratio? I'd look it up, but I don't give a fuck.
They impeach them all up there. They're all up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Vindman
and
that whole crowd, Fiona Hill, Vindman, all of them, speaking that nonsense.
Yeah, speaking that nonsense.
Joyanne Reed, the white supremacist.
Joyanne Reed, yeah. Remember when Joyanne Reed testified in the Trump administration, in the Trump impeachment trial? The fuck?
All you care about, the Lannisters, all they care about is themselves in Europe.
Yeah, that's all they care about. The America and Europe. Weird. That's not fair. I mean, we obviously care a lot about Mexico and Canada and Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, and Hong Kong, and Australia, obviously, or we wouldn't have given them nuclear-powered submarines, something Trump could have done, but never did. That's weird.
Big world out there. What about taking down the Chinese Communist Party? What about freeing the slave labor of the Chinese people and breaking,
Yeah, it's a good question. Why didn't Trump ever do that? It's odd. Why did he sell them the largest order of beef, corn, soybeans, and pork in our nation's history in the middle of the Uyghur controversy? Right as that story was, getting a solid anchor. That's weird. Also, I'm sorry, but how is it that I managed to freeze frame and make you look worse?
Did that where you break the business model of the party of Davos.
Also, is your bullshit written on the ceiling, Steve? See how that makes you look like you're just kind of pulling it out of your ass? Like,
World Economic Forum wouldn't make as much money then. I got it. That's what we don't do. Okay, got it, understand it. And they're also Asian. They're Chinese. They don't count. But in Davos.
You what? What is this ramble? Yeah, we should invade China over the Uyghurs and take back our beef that Trump sold them first.
Switzerland, that all counts. In Brussels, that all counts. In Cambridge, that all counts. Up there with Harvard, right? Up in New York City, that all counts. Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it's all that. Also, cities, Toledo, that all counts. There's a Chattanooga. It doesn't count. But I do like saying it though, because it's it's the funnest city name to say. I think Chattanooga.
Joanne Reed, what are you doing? All you're doing is talking the white supremacist war. This is all it is.
Yeah, that's all you're doing.
Disgusting, revolting, and look who's paying.
Yes. Again, what does anybody understand what the fuck is being said here? I mean, is this just like a crash of like whataboutism and self-hatred just bashing into themselves inside this man's empty dome? Is this the ramblings of that melanoma on his fucking temple? Bannon, I don't like you. I think you're awful. Get that checked. See? I don't even wish death on somebody as scummy as you. Scum, you filth. Scum and scum. Revolting. Get it checked, asshole. I feel like it's talking to me like I'm afraid it's going to open its arms and go, Quaid.
Where's tough talking Joe Biden? Is Hunter Biden over there today? Is Hunter Biden over there with his business partners? He's sitting there with the Ukraine flag. Where's Hunter? Is he?
The good thing is I'm glad you're not fighting old battles you've lost multiple times, because that would be a waste.
Art gallery? Is he with more strippers? Is he doing more? Is he smoking more?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Mike Lindell if he's smoking more drugs. Right. Yeah. Again, you're gonna have to ask Mike Pillow. Yeah, Quado. That's right. We have officially named that on Steve Bannon's head, Quado. Steve, dude, get it checked. It's gross and it's gonna kill you. Being sincere right now, I fucking can't stand you and I think you should be in jail. But I don't wish skin cancer on anyone. Barf.
With more, don't trust. Don't ask me. Go to the laptop. That was Russian disinformation. Yeah. No, we proved that was.
Sorry. Yes, it was. What laptop? You know Rudy Giuliani personally. What laptop? Where is it? Where is the laptop? Where is the laptop tour? Where have they gone fucking on the... You don't think they couldn't go on a laptop stadium tour? Rudy Giuliani touring around with the Hunter Biden laptop and a big fucking projector. Here's what we found on a clickety-clack. This is a person that we've hired. Yeah.
I
don't know this person. They're gonna type on it and break into it and shut it. Get out. Yes, I have the Hunter Biden laptop. I also have Rudy's ex-wife's laptop that was behind the couch when they raided his apartment.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting and
horrible,
revolting.
Horrible, disgusting, revolting, and horrible. And slut. And she's a slut. So what you're saying is it's revolting. Steve, for somebody who was pardoned by the President of the United States so he wouldn't have to spend time in jail, you seem a little anxious, considering. You know what I mean? Seem a little grumpy there, pal. Also, more bloated than usual. I don't know if you're stress eating or it's the gin. It's the gin. It's the gin. Wait, that's it? Yeah, that's the end of the clip. Just revolting, cut. Ugh. All right, for the record, to anybody who goes to that Twitter feed of the dude that he recommends to go figure out what he's gotten from printouts that Rudy Giuliani gave him for the fucking laptop whatever. Go there and tell them to have Steve Bannon go to a dermatologist fucking yesterday. Also, I voted for Joe Biden. I'm proud to have voted for Joe Biden. Yay, Team America. Fuck yeah. That's just to annoy some of the trolls out there who, I know you guys probably don't speak English. You probably, I don't know if Russian's your first language or your second, or you just had to learn it for work or whatever. But I'll just have you know that I'm happy and proud that I voted for Joe Biden, and I'm glad things are going the way they are. And if you don't like it, you're a moron. You think it's working? Chat room? You think they're? You do you smell smoke? I smell it too. I could smell smoke coming from their ears. Yep. So yes, I do mean seborrheic keratosis, Cosmic Rose. It's not good. That's fucking dangerous and gross. Get it looked at. What in the world? Okay. So yeah, I'm just saying to all the I probably just offended the Bernie bubble. That's possible. I'm willing to do that. That's fine. But I'm yes. I'm a proud Biden-Harris voter. I'm totally comfortable with my choice. I know that upsets you. And it doesn't give me joy because it upsets you. It gives me joy because of I made an adult decision about for the good of my country, and I genuinely stand by it. But I suppose it kind of makes me a little happy that it upsets you, because it's a character flaw on your part, and it allows the rest of us to see you flip out, and then we know how to weigh that against anything else you say. So any of your political opinions that you might post in the chat room, if you get all upset about the fact that I'm a proud Biden voter, people will weigh that and like, oh, I see. You're for the guy who grabs women by the pussy, and you're okay with that, and you like that, and that's your idea of greatness. So, okay, all right, well, I will just weigh that against any other decision making, any other policy decisions that you think are valuable, and I'll go, well, that's what a habitual sexual assaulter would think, and therefore I'll just kind of link those. So basically, every idea politically that you have is sort of bonded forever with being grotesque and enjoying somebody who willingly, openly, and brags about sexually assaulting women, and who also was a paid puppet for Russia. I think they're getting upset, aren't they? I'm upsetting them. Is it too much? Is it too much? Let's see. Yeah. All right. I'll back up. Let's go to see. Yeah. Let's indeed go to CBAC. Okay. First of all, I mean, there's so much to cover today. It's 5:20. We've got. I'm never going to get through all this, but now we've looked at the policy. By the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. I'm the only guy doing the whole clip, kids, doing the whole thing. Sometimes it's painful. Oftentimes with Glenn Beck, it's very painful. You have to do the whole thing, and big chunks of it are boring and annoying, and there's occasionally a funny moment, but for the most part, a bunch of dog shit, just overall. But we weed through it, and we find the kernels of comedy where we can. And we've had Rudy Giuliani give us the political dipshittery of the day. We've looked at I honestly was seeking from Steve Bannon a more sort of tactical dipshittery, and ultimately we didn't get that. We just got him saying revolting a bunch of times because clearly someone pulled the drapes and he saw his own reflection. And now Glenn Beck is going to tell us all how we can prepare. 8 ways. Ew. 8 ways. Why did that grow? Hold on. Shrink down, silly. 8 ways you can prepare for possible Russia-Ukraine outcomes. There it is. Hold on. There it is. 8 ways you can prepare for possible Ukraine outcomes. From a man who I guess does nothing but paint weird pictures of Helena Bonham Carter in his garage as like art therapy. He's also wearing his Colonel Sanders plaid today, which is fun. Get rid of your Russian stock. Yeah, take your money out of rubles. That would be step 1, I would think. Thank you, Aaron. Let's see, shall we? Yeah, buy his survival stuff. Yeah. All right, here we go.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah, what do you do? I mean, there's war, and I was saying this whole time that it was all bullshit, and it's all, I know that Putin went on and said he's wants to move in Ukraine because he views it as already part of Russia, and that's clearly not a new idea he's come up with, but I'll pretend it is for the time. But how are we going to handle it? I'm going to lay back here. Good Lord.
I want you to think about things this way. Look, there are so many ways.
Yeah, just think about it like this.
This whole world can come apart. We are looking at a very, very fragile situation all over.
Excuse me. No, it is not fragile. Everything was fine till Biden fucked it up. Have you not been following? Follow the news. Look on Fox News. This was Biden's world to not break.
The world. It's not just America. This is happening all over the world.
Excuse me. It is just America, and it's all Biden's fault. Pay attention. Stick with it. Get with the program, Captain Howdy.
Especially in the West. There is a feeling...
Wait, did somebody just yell dad in the background? Is there just a child wandering through his garage?
Especially in the West. There is a...
Dad? Okay, this is the day we all find out that Glenn Beck has, like, kids in cages in his fucking garage. Satire
feeling in me, a friend said to me, don't run away from something, always run towards something. And you'll...
Yeah, that's great advice. Hurricanes, don't run away from something, run towards something. What kind of something are we talking about? Well, I mean, it's different if it's bears versus tigers. What the fuck? Here's great advice. Don't run away from something. Run towards something. Run towards a chemical fire. It's great. Always, let's just say it's raining knives outside, and you could run towards a shelter Why would you do that without
when
Caden?
it's time to find that thing, or that thing will appear.
Yeah, right. So don't run away from something, run towards something, because when in time, that thing that you're running towards or from will appear and stuff. What the fuck are we listening to? What is happening? How high is all right, I know he's doing the show from his garage. Has a car been running all day? Do you smell burnt toast?
The seasons change. He said, watch.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up. You know, there's a time for everything under the sun. For every season, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. For huffing paint, for talking shit, for pulling it out of your ass.
The leaves on the trees, and you will know when the seasons change.
Jesus Christ! What is this? Shut up! You know, fucking guys, the day I come on and this is my idea of programming, send an ambulance. I'm serious. The fuck? If I can't imagine going on the air and I talk, there's some days when I'm talking for a long time. And at no point during the day am I coming in and sitting for a friend said that if you see something, say something. And, the time passes because the clock ticks. And as the clock ticks and the leaves fall from the trees, you know that every snowflake, shut the fuck up. Get to the 8 things, asshole. We're running out of time.
I'll tell you that I think we have hit a season change.
Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
I'm feeling it this last week and a half, that something is different, and it's a season change. Something.
When you've been feeling it over the last couple of weeks, have you felt a lump? Were you feeling it in the shower or in your quiet space?
Entering a new phase.
Yes, for the Great Reset, the new phase. It's all like the 4th resetting.
One of the things that I would suggest you do, some may dismiss.
Say that again.
And change something. We're entering a new phase. Yeah. So some of the things that I would suggest you do, some may dismiss.
Yeah, some things I suggest you do.
But I will tell you, we are fighting evil now. We are. And evil is...
Are they evil leaves, or is it an evil something? Now, there's an evil something. Should I run towards the evil something or away from the evil something?
It's just rearing up its head, and it thinks it's going to win. It doesn't know what's coming for it, but it thinks it's going to win.
Jesus Christ. Get on with it.
Know how it ends. We all know, if you're a Christian, we all know how this ends.
Yes, with the rapture, with you being naked in the sky. Yeah, we get it. What the fuck does that have to do with the invasion of Ukraine and trying to get infrastructure bills passed?
It's just, which side are you going to be on? And it's going to be very easy to get lost and get swept up into things.
Sure.
So let me give you a couple of things that we should be doing. Okay. First of all, pray.
Yeah. First of all,
you should be praying.
Yes. Great. Okay. Thanks. Thanks very much. Pray. Now, do I pray for the something, or do I pray as I'm running from the something? Jesus fucking Christ! If I look back, it's going to catch me. What kind of praying should I be doing?
And reading your Bible every day, and be on your knees asking for guidance, and listen and obey that still small voice that you hear.
Yes, and by still small voice, he means his voice. He wants you to keep your headphones on while you're kneeling and praying, listening to Glenn Beck tell you what to do.
There's nothing more important than that.
And by the way, is that one thing or 4 things of the 8? Because you promised 8 ways you can prepare. 8 ways you can prepare for the possible Russia-Ukraine outcomes, which apparently involve the rapture now.
Get into groups and neighborhoods that think alike.
Yes, find a cul-de-sac. Get into groups and neighborhoods that think alike. What? Go door to door. Hi. Do you listen to Glenn Beck show? Because I glump. I go to the next cul-de-sac. Hi. Do you ever listen to Glenn Beck? Oh, you do. Can I come in? Clunk. Shit. Right.
Find a group of friends that maybe will join you on this path, and you can help each other. We are going to need each other if we're going to.
You bet we're gonna need each other like dough. Just get together. Get into group sex. Find a key party. Show up in your underwear at a neighbor's house with your car keys and just drop them in a bowl. And anybody who finds your car goes, and then get on your knees.
5.
Yes, become the middle person in a human centipede. Try to.
You are all alone. Move. Don't be the only person that.
Yes, if you live alone, move. What? Move in with Glenn Beck. This is
is in your area and you're feeling alone. Get out. Find like-minded people.
Yeah, go to a rodeo with no pants on. Get out and find other people. Go to Walmart and stand around in the blue shirt aisle and ask, are you my mother?
The seasons have changed. When you're prepared.
Do you see the seasons changing? Hello. Hello. Do you feel like the seasons are... Can I come in? Jesus Christ. Don't, if you're alone and you feel lonely, don't go door to door asking people if the season is changing and if they can feel it and if you'd like to pray together. Someone will shoot you. It's not safe, especially if you live anywhere near Glenn Beck's house, because if you go to his door and ask him these things, he will not accept you in and go, oh, I'm glad someone listened. He'll call the fucking police after his private security escorts you to the edge of the property.
Think about the community as a whole. I have a small town in Idaho.
Believe me, Glenn, I think of your community as a whole. Well, I'm glad we're sprechen Sie the same lingity.
That I just love. And I moved there because it's a small town. And they're all
right. And big towns and big cities have a lot of people in them that might not like you.
Farmers know that they're going to have to take care of each other. And right now we are doing things as.
Yes, that's Ed Gein had a farm.
Like we're building a smoker because we're.
For the end times, because that's what you do. You know, when the world's coming to an end. One of the 8 ways Glenn Beck wants you to deal with the pre-rapture times: build a smoker. By the way, I didn't have a chance to do this video. Son of a bitch! He's building a smoker for. Oh, I think it was. Hold on. Nope, I turned on my own show. Hold on. Quit. Nope. There you go. Because CSL, I think, gave me this clip about where is it? This was a couple of days ago. Shit. I'm gonna find it. Dippity-do-do-do-do. Glenn Beck. Ah, there it is. Jesus Christ. This
Pat, I don't know.
friggin' dude. So he's building a smoker for smoking meat. He wants to smoke his meat. And this is a video. I didn't have time to do this the other day because there was too much shit already. This is a video from the other day. By the way, 3 of the healthiest guys. It looks like they're all on the Steve Bannon diet plan. This looks like a before, middle, and after picture. This is horrifying. Huge costs for farmers mean huge meat prices for you. He was talking about farmers today are struggling to face cost increase in nearly like an 18% increase on fertilizer, 30% increase on seeds. Labor costs are up 45%. And unfortunately, those prices affect you, especially specifically when you're at the grocery store trying to buy meat. What a bunch of self-involved bullshit. Good Lord. So I'm trying to build a smoker, and meat is like so expensive right now. I don't even know. And like, I was like, you know, if you're trying to, like, we were always going to barbecue for the rapture, and right. Jesus Christ.
We know if there's a shortage of meat,
Never had that problem, Glenn. Tell me about it.
Say there's a shortage of power, and power keeps going in and out.
Yes, I've also never had that problem. I have never had a problem with a shortage of power or meat. But Glenn, I'll take your word for it.
There's going to be a shortage that we won't be able to deal with. So let's.
Never had a shortage. Especially one that I wasn't able to deal with.
Learn how to smoke meat so we can...
Shit. Sorry. Sorry, we're at the edge of the rapture. You got to take the laughs where you can get them. Fucking hell.
Keeps going in and out. There's going to be a shortage that we won't be able to deal with. So let's go learn how to smoke meat so we can smoke some beef and...
Well, sorry. I'm sorry, Leslie. I'm sorry.
Some beef if it gets to that point.
I can't. I can't. You have to understand the concept of this, because this asshole is talking to you about what he believes is the end, like the end of the world. This is his like nuclear war might be coming. Now I can't. Now I'm caught in nuclear war coming. Now I'm in.
We didn't have a warning in 1929. Really, it wasn't. It was.
Asshole, you weren't alive in 1929. By the way, you need to learn how to smoke beef because the Great Depression is coming. That's what he's talking about.
The Roaring 20s, and then maybe a couple of years into it, or a couple of years.
Yeah, well, believe me, in the 20s, they knew how to smoke some meat. Let me tell you.
For 1929, some signs started to appear, but it was a pretty fast crash. We've had almost 2 decades to prepare, so there's no excuse here.
Almost 2 decades? Since what? We've had almost 2 decades since 2003.
We have the warnings. You're either listening to them or you're not. And if you're not...
Well, I'm not. I'm running. Are you running toward... when I get these warnings, am I supposed to run towards the thing or away from the thing, or just check and see when the leaves fall, if it's a season change, or if I...
Man, there are less stressful shows to listen to, honestly. Honestly.
Dude, this is not stressful. This is fucking hilarious. And I have no stress watching this. I don't know. You're not even making enough sense to stress me out. Yes. This is Beef Grills. How to survive in your own garage. Hey, Glenn, little tip. I'm no expert on smoking meat. I'll defer to the experts on this, but I'm guessing don't put the smoker in your garage with the door closed. That would be my guess.
Prepare now. And here's a couple.
Yes, prepare now by praying and making a smoker.
You can do. At this point, I would make sure that I had a week's worth of cash on hand. Why?
Yes. Why? Because cash won't be worth anything. A week. And by the way, What's a week's worth? Because honest to God, Glenn, a week's worth of cash for most of us is way less than a week's worth of cash for you, you rich, privileged asshole. The dude is a multi-millionaire. He's got suitcases of cash on his property. There's no fucking way he doesn't.
Because if I were Vladimir Putin,
if you were Vladimir Putin, we wouldn't have these problems because someone in your inner circle would have smoked your meat a long time ago.
He started getting hit financially, I would unleash my team of hackers and I would shut down oil pipelines. I would shut down the access to our banks. I would disrupt through. Hacking as much as I can. He said.
Right. I'm sure he's going to try. You do realize, though, we're not going to panic because we have a functioning government and he's not directly attacking us. And by the way, Glenn, is this advice for Putin or about Putin? Because let's see, I think I saw something about this. I know I put it in here. Let's see. I had a little picture up earlier. Give me a second. I'll find it. Hold on. I'll just do this. Russian websites down. That'll just in, Anonymous is taking down the website of the Russian propaganda station RT News. Russian government websites go down amid invasion of Ukraine. Key Ukrainian government websites are down following a series of cyber attacks. U.S. officials warn of a hack could accompany Russian military action. They'd already told about that. Russian Defense Ministry website has been down all day, returning an error 418. Error 418 is one of the best ones because it means mil.ru is now a teapot. Anonymous reportedly brought down RT. State-sponsored Russian RT there is taken down. Okay, that's their site. Russian government websites go down after country invades Ukraine. This is data century. Russian government, there you go. After country invades Ukraine, ta-da! Including the main Kremlin.ru and Duma.gov.ru sites are experiencing intermittent outages. So yeah, if you were Vladimir Putin, it's weird that you wouldn't go, if I was Joe Biden, I would use clandestine forces that we have to maybe shut down some of their sites. So if I was a Russian, I would take out about a week's worth of cash. And how much? Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. If I was, maybe tell the Russians to take some money out of their accounts, but oh shit. Well, golly, Glenn. Maybe you should have given him this smoker advice a week ago. Now, if the Russians take out a week's worth of cash, that's like down 30%. They got to take out what used to be like 3 months worth of cash for a week. Huh. As you do. Thanks, Marie. And Craig, thank you. Don't forget Sand. Glenn's got to need to pound it. Gonna need to pound it. This is true. HD Breakout, thank you. In support of your middle school humor weakness, thank you so much. I've yet to drop trowel on the show, but if anybody could drive me to it, it's Glenn's beef smoking activity.
World War III will be fought with ones and zeros. I don't know how prepared we are for that, but he's very prepared for that. So,
yeah, he's totally prepared for that. You know, he's this is you know, I don't know how prepared we are, but maybe not. Maybe no, it couldn't. This didn't. I don't know how prepared we are for this, but he's definitely obviously they're prepared for this. I mean, I don't know. They're like against hacking, and they're like a week's worth of money to be taken out. Right, Glenn? I don't know how. Shit, I would hoard money. I would get some Jim Baker, one of those big Home Depot tubs of pancake batter that he sells.
We should be. This isn't an attack against just the government. This is an attack on us. Make the people as...
All right, so if Glenn was Vladimir Putin, he would consider this an attack on the United States, not just an attack on Ukraine and the people there. And therefore, Glenn Beck would say the missiles are away, hallelujah.
As possible. So we could see in very short order banking holidays. It would be rational. If somebody is attacking our financial systems...
Yeah, we'll declare it a national holiday. That's what you do when someone's attacking your banks. Is you put decorations. What decorations do we put out for bank holidays? I forget.
And
the hacking holidays.
They got to shut.
We get everybody's got their virtual meta tree that they hang ones and zeros
down
on
for a while, and it would cause great instability. Do you have enough money just to be able to buy the things that you would need to buy so life?
Do you have enough stability to keep your fucking camera from shaking, Glenn? That's what I want to know.
Do you have enough money just to be able to buy the things that you would need to buy so life is okay during...
Sorry, I'm just trying to watch this. And do you have enough money to buy the things so that life would be okay? Life would be a dream.
Banking holiday. You might want to have more than that. Fill your gas tanks.
Fill your gas tanks, plural. You know, who doesn't have a giant tank of gas on their property, you know?
And keep extra gas in gas tanks. There will be...
Yes, always put more gas in the gas tank than it can hold. That's, for safety's sake. And if one of your cars explodes, run towards the something, not farther away.
Keep them tapped up so if you needed to go someplace, you can go. Call you.
Yes, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. If your meat tells you gotta go, it's time to go.
Oil heating company, and tap your tank off if you can. Gas for heat and cooking. Get those tanks filled now.
Yes, yeah, because we all live in the middle of nowhere in a fucking cult compound we've built on right-wing bullshit money. You guys can relate, right? That giant kerosene tank you have on your fucking property full of heating oil or whatnot? Yeah, fuck, what? Yeah.
Cheaper now than later, but also you want to make sure if there is any disruption, you're not going into it with half a tank.
Never go into a disruption with half a tank. Not when you can have a meat shortage like Glenn Beck.
If you fill your pantry...
And by the way, fill your smoker with meat. Glenn, get over here. Fill me up. God damn it, Glenn. I'm tired of waiting all day. I don't want to hear any bullshit about shortages. Fill your smoker with meat. Thanks.
You will thank me in a year if you go out and buy...
You will thank me in a year if you go out and buy food right now that will spoil in 3 months.
Food today, you will thank me in a year because in...
You're like, my God, I'd forgotten we'd had these beans. I'm binge watching season 2 of Reacher, and I didn't want to leave in the middle of it. So luckily, I had all this fucking Glenn Beck smoked meat. This is prepper TV. Shit, I'm losing my mind. Stock up on beans. So if your house is attacked, you can gas them out. Oh, fucking hell.
Alone is going to go through the roof. It will. If you
wait, sorry, I missed what's going through the roof?
You will thank me in a year because inflation alone is going to go through the roof.
Okay, by the way, mark that for a year from now. Okay, what's the? Let's check the date, everybody. It is my time. It is currently 5:50 on February 24th, 2022. We'll check back February 24th, 2023, when inflation in a year has gone through the roof, and you are eating beans that he told you to buy a year ago. All right, here we go.
If you can get vegetables and even can them out.
Yes, can your own vegetables. Why buy canned vegetables when you can can them yourself? By the way, do not shove vegetables in your can. It's not a good idea. Leave that to the professionals. River. Because if after a year, if you can't reach up into your can and get them out,
drop your shorts and bend over, Mr. Babar.
You're going to be in big trouble. Yeah, you could. I suggest smoking your vegetables, and then certain vegetation. If you smoke it, you'll start sounding a lot like Glenn, actually.
Season, but you can get them now. I would get them and can them.
Would you? Would you? Is that what you're doing? You're smoking your meat and you're canning your own vegetables? Jesus Christ.
Harder to get the price of fertilizer and just having a farm.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about the price of fertilizer, Glenn. You print more every day. You're a fucking fertilizer factory. Dude, there should be a stream of just cow shit coming out of the end of this thing like a hose.
Is going through the roof. These things are going to be more scarce.
By the way, this is him kind of remembering that Ukraine and Russia are where we get phosphates for fertilizer, that we get an untoward amount from these areas. Guess what? You can get it from elsewhere. We get it from those places because it's cheap, not because it's not readily available. Good Lord.
If
no worries, Barbara.
If you can, I would have a year's worth of food supply for my family. And
by the way, for the record, for the rest of us, we need about 1/356th of the amount of food that Glenn Beck has for his family. I'm just saying.
Really had money, I would plan for others as well. We are going to...
Yes, buy your neighbor's prepper food. Go door to door. Hi, I'm lonely. Want to have a key party? I brought pancake batter I got from Jim Baker.
Need one another. And that's why I say be in these communities, because somebody's going to have something that...
Yes, circle the wagons. That's Glenn's big plan. It's Donner Party time.
You need, and they're going to have something that you need, and you're going to have something.
Oh, believe me, neighbor. I got something you need.
That they need. Begin to...
Yes, no question. You're going to need...
soup for my family.
Yeah,
people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup.
Yep, that's what we're looking forward to.
This way. Really, really important.
Really.
Watch the other hand.
I don't know what to do now. I don't want to have one hand down because you're not going to trust me now. Do I have to run the show with my elbows? Son of a bitch.
This is a very dangerous and fragile time for freedom. Look how
Yes. If one hand is free, the other is bound and up to no good. Well, I'm sorry.
Canada called people terrorists and shut them down. This is going to happen while we're not paying attention or for some other reasons.
Yes, yeah. Either because we're not paying attention or because it's just other reasons. You know what I mean? Maybe they want your pancake batter in your giant Home Depot buckets, and you don't want to give it to them, and they're going to demand that they're going to call you a terrorist and take your baked beans.
Is vital that you get involved in your local and state politics.
Okay, pause for a second. Look, we've been laughing at this fucking clip is 12 minutes long. We're 7 minutes and 43 seconds into this shit. If I ever posted anything remotely like this, I would my house should be surrounded by medical professionals, psychiatric professionals, and police. This is fucking lunacy. This is, not only is this psychotic, it's boring and weird and rambly and stupid. Do you need any more proof that this asshole has no idea how to deal with real stories in the news? Everything this asshole has dealt with his entire fucking career is concocted nonsense. Is like the Great Reset and the Soros and the ghost, the fucking fart air conspiracies that he's been chomping at in the air around him, just trying to bite farts everywhere he goes, his whole career. And now that there's something really happening, there's something like the Ukraine invasion is a real thing that takes maybe a moment of self-reflection. We're like, oh shit, maybe crapping on our government this whole time, being shitty and kind of taking freedom for granted and all this stuff is kind of not a great way to handle things. Maybe I need to look at myself. Now he's just got a like, I'll just wander. How do I just got to keep talking, just words. I mean, he might as well be fucking, they owe you millions. It's true. He might as well be Charlie Brown's teacher at this point. Just that's it. He has nothing to say. This is extraordinary. Real shit is happening. And I'm joking about some of this stuff, and mostly like the internal workings, because I'm sheepdogging these assholes and I won't let them get away with, filling the airways with this bile, especially the Greg Kellys and the Newsmax crowd. But like, I'm aware that what's going on in Ukraine is a serious situation and takes some real thought. He's incapable of it.
All your state reps and tell them to stop ESG standards from being used in.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Pray, smoke some meat, hoard food, if you live alone, move to an area where everyone thinks like you do, and then call your reps. Get what?
Your state. It is so.
Oh, and yes, sorry, and fill a giant tank on your property with explosive gas just in case. And if it blows up, run towards it.
Important. These standards are pretty much what the Canadian government is doing to the truckers.
No, it isn't. They're cutting off foreign funds for these truckers who are, linking up with truckers in our country that are bringing them guns, fucko. I'm not for the shutting down of their accounts, but it ain't this. That ain't this.
To pass a law also against a single Fed coin. I'm going to give you a story here that.
Oh my God! Yes. All right. Is this I'm losing track. Is this number 7 or number 8? So we got to pray, fill a giant tank with gas after we smoke our meat, after the smoker that we built, and we've got to can our vegetables I don't know why we wouldn't put them in jars, but I need a canning machine. Does anybody have a canning machine? A self canner? Is there a canning device I can get
River
for someplace to put my vegetables? And then fuck, what was call my reps, move, and now stop the Fed from printing $1 trillion coin.
I can't believe we missed.
I can believe you missed it. I can't believe you didn't shoehorn more shit into this.
In June 2021,
He's going to a story from 8 months ago. After all that.
Of England, that's their federal.
Okay. I'm convinced. Stu and everybody else at the studio left, and they just left the shit on and just left. They just went. They just went away. Like, let him talk. Who cares? And they forgot to turn off the live stream. I've done it. It's happened. Wow, 1,200 people are in the chat. That's not the people who are watching. We have thousands more than that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way. I keep forgetting. Thanks for the reminder to reset. You're watching Hal Sparks Megaworldwide. There's no show like it, really. For better or worse, here I am. You're welcome.
The Bank of England has called on ministers to decide whether a central bank digital currency should be programmable, ultimately giving the issuer control over how it is spent by the recipient. Tom Mutton, the director of Bank of England.
Well, then it's not a currency, and who cares what the fuck England wants to do? They're a fucking monarchy, dum-dum. Why is what's going on in the UK or Canada indicative of American freedom? Why is Biden on the hook for promises that Bernie made and Elizabeth Warren made on the left, and on the right he's responsible for choices that Canada and UK are making? What the fuck? Stick to what he's doing. What is he doing? The problem is, when you really line it up, you either agree with what he's doing, or you don't have the balls to suggest your alternative because you know you'd be pilloried because it's fucking lunacy.
During a conference on Monday, that programming would become a key feature of any future bank digital currency, in which the money could be
and that would be a factor on whether anybody used the British digital currency or not.
To release only when something happened. You can introduce programmability. It happens to be one of the participants in a transaction. It puts a restriction on the use of that money. There could be some.
Yeah. It's almost like they want a digital currency, but they don't want you to be able to use it for child trafficking, drugs, and international arms sales. Now, Glenn knows that those are three big moneymakers. Why would you even have a digital currency if you can't use it to sell children into slavery in exchange for guns that you use to kill your competition in a giant international drug trade? I mean, what's the point?
Socially beneficial outcomes from that, preventing activities which are seen.
By the way, Glenn has had too much caffeine. I know it doesn't seem like that, but he certainly has, because he keeps kicking his fucking desk or something.
To be socially harmful in some way.
Anybody who watched the new Reacher series and the Finley, the detective on the show, is trying to quit smoking, and you can tell because his knee starts moving when he was nervous, and it makes the glass on the table. Yeah, that's where I got it from. There you go.
This is what they were talking about 2 years ago. If you don't think that digital currency is coming, you're mistaken. It is right around.
Dude, we already we already loan money, and like the Federal Reserve doesn't print cash. They create digital reserves for banks to lend out, and then those banks lend it out and pay interest back to the Fed on that money created. And that money goes into the federal coffers. The American taxpayer earns that interest. And that interest is only there as a protection against the money lost and not returned, or lost and you know, through bad loans or what have you. This is so, oh, good Lord. He's smoking his meat. Is that what's making the desk move?
The corner, and it could be something like what could be coming in response to Putin.
So smoke it. Yeah, it could be something coming when you smoke your meat. What is happening? What are we watching? What the fuck is going on in this clip? I'm at a loss. This is mind-bogglingly stupid. Chat, I am so happy you are here to see this clip with me, because if I tried to tell people I watched this, I swear to God, they wouldn't believe me. I'm not going to ditch him, Bob. We're almost done. This is hilarious.
And our cutting him off on the banks.
And the
he
banks,
will respond, I believe, in ones and zeros, and then the government will have its new virus. It'll be a computer virus, and they'll have to protect us and shut things down.
And then, is that how it's going to work? We're just basically Putin's going to be the new digital COVID, and we're all going to have to wear masks when we sign on. We're going to have to use a VPN to check our balance.
Get your kids out of school if you can, but local schools, if you have to have the local school, make sure you know all about it. Again, if you're the lone...
Yeah, if you have to have your kids in a local school, make sure you know all about it. Yeah, gone are the days when you have a set it and forget it kind of education for your kid, where you don't have to ask them all those stupid fucking questions about how their day went or what homework they have and stuff like that. Like that, you can't do that anymore. Those were the days, right, Glenn?
Voice move now. If you are...
I'm sorry, what? When do I have to move? It's hard to keep track of this shit. When?
And if you're the lone voice, move now.
If you're a weird loner in your neighborhood, move. I would agree. If you're the only person yelling weird bullshit in your area, just move. Move to Glenn Beck's town, wherever the fuck that is. He's ringing the dinner bell. All you lone, crazy, disenfranchised sociopaths, you know, future BTKs of the world, Glenn Beck wants you to move into his neighborhood so you won't feel alone.
If you are joining the truckers here in America,
I'm not. Yeah. If you're one of the 24 trucks in a country of 340 million people that are going to drive to DC to bitch about mask mandates that don't exist anymore.
Sure, you are not following a leader. Make sure you're following God and the peace and...
Yes. Don't follow the other trucks. Get out of your truck, pray, and ask God what direction you should go in. And if weirdly God says, go right. And you're like, but there's no road there. That's a river. Don't ask questions. Listen to that still small voice and drive your truck into a river. Drive towards the something, even if that something is a river. What the fuck?
Actions of Christ. Get the Martin Luther King Pledge of Nonviolence and get everyone in that group to sign it. If they will...
Yes, get all the truckers to sign on to the words of Martin Luther King Jr. And then drive to Memphis and apologize for being an asshole.
Sign it. You may be in the wrong group. If
if they won't, if any of the 24 truckers in this FAP Fest headed for DC won't sign this magic pledge that Glenn Beck told you to have them sign for nonviolence, then get in another group. And also, call Trudeau and apologize. Oh my God, I almost was in a truck convoy full of people who actually do plan on being violent.
Real crazies who want to burn the entire thing down through war or chaos, plants from the left who are Antifa, and the fact that media, the Capitol Police, and the FBI.
Hang on. What the fuck is he reading from? This part's written down? Look, he's reading from a list of shit. And is this number 8 of the 8 ways you can prepare for possible Russia-Ukraine outcomes?
Maybe in the wrong group. Between real crazies who want to burn the entire thing down through war or chaos,
real crazies. But enough about Mike Lindell.
From the left who are Antifa, and the fact that media, the Capitol Police, and the FBI actively, in one way or another, want to define us as terrorists.
No one's defining you as a terrorist, Glenn. Terrorists arguably have sort of a coherent plan, even if it's crazy and awful and evil. It, I guess, makes sense in the way they articulate it. It's, or in fact, they wouldn't be terrorists because it would just be violence. It would be political violence. The political statement has to make some sort of, you have to have a point for it to be terrorism. Otherwise, it's just murder, I suppose. Shit. Thanks, Frosty.
Very, very careful. Look how fast it happened in Canada.
Yeah.
Remember, chaos.
It didn't happen fast at all. These assholes were blocking streets for months.
Is from the adversary. It is what I believe Putin is creating now. I think he's doing it intentionally, but I could be wrong. That's only a guess.
Yeah, you think he's creating this situation intentionally? You think he's doing this on purpose? He didn't like knock his coffee across the thing and it made one of these auto buttons like that said attack fits, and he's like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do now, man?
We are not asking for chaos. We are asking for a return to order, the constitutional order. That is really an important difference. If we can just keep our heads about.
What? We want a constitutional order, where you only live in neighborhoods with people that completely agree with you. The constitutional order where if you're the lone voice in a group of people at a school board meeting, maybe don't check in that you might be full of shit. Just assume everyone else is wrong, because the more alone you are in your opinion, clearly the more sane you are, because that's how sanity works. I mean, if the whole world doesn't think you're Napoleon Bonaparte and you do, clearly you are. So please go find a long coat, stick your hand in it, and off you go.
And not freak out if we can have faith that we have God guiding us, and if we live righteous lives, if we are people of merit, as
that's a lot of ifs, fucko. So far, you're swing and a miss. It's 2 strikes so far.
George Washington said, he will see us through. I expect miracles to be seen in your time, in your life. You will see clear hand of God miracles if you haven't already.
Yes, but watch the other hand, especially while you're filling your kerosene tank with smoked meat.
Billy Graham was right when he said God's doing stuff with people all over the world.
Fucking hell, Billy.
And one of these days, he's going to turn on the lights, and it'll be a surprise party for Satan.
One of these days, everything that I want's going to be mine. And if it won't, it'll be all right as long as there's sunshine and a big old baroo.
And you will see that the solution could only have come from God, because it's all of these individual people standing up.
Yes. Yeah, I'll tell you what. if ever I'm in a problem situation and magically that person is struck by lightning and I didn't have to deal with it at all, I'm with you. Anything short of that, I'm going to keep faith in a disinterested God that has put me here to make my own fucking decisions so that I can grow morally, instead of having a big parent in the sky that spanks the bad man whenever he gives me too much trouble, like I'm a fucking toddler for my entire existence. Because not only is that not what faith is about, it's also not what a deep spiritual being would want for its offspring. Why the fuck would God want you to be like, okay, you are all my children, and I expect you to stay that way? Like, God's one of these assholes who are like, I wish my cats could stay kittens. Shut the fuck up.
I was talking to Stu yesterday about people actually having dreams
Smoking
or
meat?
hearing from God. I think that is a growing thing.
Yeah, and it'll increase, especially the more you, if you're a solo crazy person and you start finding other solo crazy people who think they're hearing the voice of God telling them what to do. He spoke directly to me. Fuck off. You're not special.
Dismiss those promptings. Don't dismiss them.
Yes, dismiss those fucking promptings. If you hear a spoken voice of God in your head, you're not hearing the voice of God. You're hearing either your own ego or you're a lunatic. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, what was that? 12 minutes and 30 seconds of absolute horseshit. Yes, it's a growing thing. It's a brain tumor, right? Stewed meats. They're the best, man. Holy God, was that fucked up. And again, and thanks for watching, by the way. This is Hal Sparks, Mega Worldwide. On Thursdays, I'm on an hour later because I have family FaceTime where the kid and the grandparents and everybody gets together and kind of chit chats, and it's it's a lovely thing, and that we've always had it set on Thursdays, and I'm not willing to, as important as this show is to me, and it increasingly is, I'm not going to punt that entire time for the entire family around this schedule and make everybody move. It's and I appreciate you guys understanding the Thursday shift in time. And like and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe on Twitch, twitch.tv/HalSparks if you can. If you can afford to. If you got Amazon Prime, it won't cost you a dime. If you want to gift a sub, that's wonderful. Obviously, during my time off, we lost about 80 subs because that's what happens. And a lot of the people I'm competing with on these platforms have tens of thousands of subs. Now, they've been around for a lot longer, and they also stream full-time 9 hours a day, and their jibber-jabber is kind of bullshit, and they will also put their chat on the screen all the time, and that chat will often be filled with horrifying racial epithets, and therefore the people subscribe simply so that they can write the N-word on the screen multiple times, and I'm not willing to do that. So not being able to chase that dollar is why I continually have to remind you guys to like and subscribe, give a thumbs up, become a member or a Patreon, support the show through Venmo or any of those other sources. Thank you, Lizzie. And support the, pointed at Hassan, absolutely. And so it's, I have certain moral and ethical limitations I put on my show that other people don't, and I'm proud of those things, and I know it slows my growth. I know it. It's why I don't have, clickbait thumbnails that are, evil and shit, right? That are, that like, oh my God, end of the world, bullshit like that. I'm not going to do it. Boy, it grows your subscribers if you do, though. And I can understand because people get scared. They're like, oh shit, if I miss this, I might die. What a terrible thing to do to your viewers, especially to do it again and again. I'm not going to do it. Like I said, I know it will slow. Yes, Hal destroys. Rex. I'm not going to do those kind of thumbnails. I'm not interested. If I ever do one, it'll clearly be sarcastic. Like Hal wrecks himself, and I'll do like this, and then I'll Photoshop my own head in a headlock. But it's too important. So I have to remind you guys and ask you guys to support the show in any way you can. Thank you for the look at that hype train coming on through on Twitch. Twitch.tv/HalSparks. If you're a member or you've liked and subscribed on other sites and you want to give Twitch a try, go over there, twitch.tv/HalSparks, or go to fwank.com, and that'll take you there, FWANQ.com. Tomorrow morning show, 9 a.m. regular time, and then I'm going to be on Dean Obadallah's show right afterwards. So I've got to like, bag of sand to Golden Idol my show. So I'll be on his Sirius XM show tomorrow morning, right after the morning show, and then the afternoon show as per usual. I will keep you up on as much of the Ukraine news as we can stomach during the morning show, and in the afternoon we'll deal with the anti-American right and their reaction and their just drive to dunk on Biden so much that they don't give a fuck if it weakens America, and I'm not going to let them get away with it. I'm not. It irritates me. I find it disgusting, and I will teabag it every time it comes around. There you go. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the morning. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. Bye.